Hey guys, what's going on here? This is TCG, and some of you guys have been wondering how on earth, what's my setup and that kind of stuff, and how do I draw? So this is going to be like a basic, this is all my materials and stuff. Don't be intimidated. This stuff may seem a bit complex, but to be honest, it's really not, and there's really cheap alternatives to this kind of stuff. And you won't see that big of a difference in quality. Of course, some of the higher quality stuff is higher quality, and I personally do like this higher quality stuff. But yeah, so here's a drawing from, I think I'm doing for Spell Slingers. That game's working on it. I got some friends to do some work for me. Aqua T, he has a bunch of stuff coming in. This is a race that I'm working on, a race of people from my game. I'm just going to zoom in. They have like blue hair and pink eyes. That's the one thing that's consistent about them. I don't know what to call them yet, but they're kind of like ice people almost. So here's a guy. I want to call this guy Ice Scavenger, like from TCG. Only he's not an actual ice elemental. You see him with the pickaxe, and there's like a rope. The image will like cut off right there, but he's just kind of chilling. Here's another guy that I'm working on, Giant Sword. That's gonna be fun. Angels are fun. But yeah, so here's the stuff I use to draw this. Frankly, what I use is, the first thing I do is I sketch out my image with a pencil. This is just a normal number 2 pencil. You can kind of see how it's a bit like a spear. That's mainly because all you have to do is really just take a pocket knife and trim it down to the size and angle you want. I highly suggest if you're like below the age of 10, ask your parents, or just use a normal pencil sharpener. I don't want anyone to hurt themselves with a knife. Just a warning. Pencil sharpener will work just fine. I just think pencil sharpeners are annoying. So ask your parents about that. And I'm not held responsible for you guys being stupid and cutting yourself. Alright, so number 2 pencil. And then I have this super fancy fountain pen. It's not really that fancy. You can get this on Amazon for like $10. If you guys know anything about fountain pens, hold on, I want to zoom in a little bit. But as you can see, this one's like has a little shine, a little sparkle. See that? I like it. So then it's really hard for me to lose it. I have black Indian ink. So let me just go a couple layers. Also, if you are going to be drawing, I suggest put a layer under a piece of paper underneath all your drawing. I'm just going to zoom in. But like, yeah, it just takes a second for it to work. But as you can see, like, super flexible. Like, some super dark ink. Like, if I were to do just a quick sketch. So even this ink that I'm using right now is pretty thick for my pen, but that's not that big of a deal. You just kind of have to press a little bit harder. But it's just an eye. Here's a mouth. We'll get some long hair. Long hair is so much easier to draw than short hair. That's why all my characters have really long hair, just like that. Boom. It's pretty simple, but that's just kind of an example of this pen. It's super nice. I use India ink. I use, let's see, this stuff. Super black India ink from Speedball. Highly suggest it. Good ink there. And if you are going to get ink, I suggest you get a pen cleaner, especially if you're using a dip pen. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't need it. And that is the next thing I'm getting to. Everyone talks about these things, and I highly suggest them. CO-PIC markers. So it comes in all these colors. We have every color of the rainbow, plus a little bit more. These are very nice. I'm going to take one out to show you guys. Here's the blue one. I don't really use it that much. It has 2 ends. It has a brush end. And then we also have a normal marker end. I personally use the brush end a lot more. You can get a lot more precise in it, so I'm just going to color this guy's hair blue, right? But like, it's super easy. The ink just kind of flows off the pen. Really nice. If you guys can't afford Copic markers, that's not a big deal. You could just get, I really like these Crayola felt pens. You can pick up, I think, 10 of these for like $5. But it really helps if you go the extra mile. You don't need these to become a great artist. I've seen people use like $1, colored pencils and draw some amazing landscapes. However, I like these markers more than the other ones, but it won't slow you down in way of art. Like, look at that. Looks great. Anyway, that's the Copic markers. Not being paid to say this, but these things are awesome. So yeah, let's see what else. Also, oh yeah, I have a magnifying glass. Now this is, some people kind of freak out about this. This is like a $10 magnifying glass I found on Amazon. The only reason I really use it is because it has these little clasp things right here. So I do play Magic the Gathering. So I literally have a stack of Magic the Gathering cards right there. And so we just take a stack of Magic the Gathering cards like this. Like, use the artwork of other people. Like, when I say that, I mean like take the positions of other artists, because half the other people are smarter than me. So just like, I open up this clasp and then slide it in there, and then just kind of adjust the camera. See, so then I can be like over here drawing, and then I can look up and be like, oh, right there. So like, let's say, what I mean by this, hold on, I want to turn off this lamp so we can get a better focus. Hold on just 1 second. There you go, Save from a Crisis. So let's say you're drawing and you're like, okay, I need a good texture for this like golem or whatever. You can just look at Magic the Gathering card and be like, oh yeah, I like how they did the rust on that, right? Let's get another example. Let's just say, all right, now that we did that, I want lightning. So let's just take the lightning from this image and draw it in there. So it's a good example. Do not completely copy off of other artists' work. That's just not cool. However, it really does help. I find that very helpful. So yeah, thanks you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys found this helpful / interesting. Just search up that kind of stuff on the internet, and that's one step closer for being a professional. I'm going to try to make more weekly episodes or videos, so tune in next week as I try to explain how to play Spell Slingers or something like that. Something along those lines. Anyway, EverCry TCG out.